The Type 71 looks absolutely amazing with its legendary camouflage. I gotta give Wargaming a lot of credit, it's one of the sexiest looking tier 10s in the game, but I honestly think that the tier 9, which we're going to be talking about in today's video, looks nicer. This is the Type 68. You can see I've put a very modern, urban, sort of city camouflage on the tank, and I think it really suits the vehicle. But obviously we're not here to talk about the tank's looks, we're here to talk about its playstyle, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. When it comes to the tank, it actually has a very solid gun. 263mm is standard pen, but oh, look at that premium pen, 374. I'm actually kind of interested to know why Wargaming didn't give the Type 71 374 as well. It's not much worse, it's 363, which is still pretty impressive, but yeah, it definitely begs the question why this doesn't have the same pen as the tier 10 or vice versa. When it comes to DPM, extremely solid, only 100 less than the tier 10, but down at tier 9, 2300 for a heavy, especially with Callion, pretty solid. That'll be plenty to go toe-to-toe even with some tier 9 mediums. When it comes to the dispersion of 0.344, same as the tier 10, makes it a decently accurate heavy, same as the IS-4, and when it comes to aiming time as well, not too bad, 4 seconds. It's definitely kind of derpy. That's the only thing I don't like about the Type 71 or the Type 68 is how derpy the gun feels, but apart from that weird kind of dip into the ground playstyle of gun, it's actually quite nice on the accuracy. Mobility-wise, the tank goes same top speed and same reverse speed of 40 and 15. It's got a very nice average speed of 34. I am running, obviously, improved suspension on this vehicle. And when it comes to the traverse speed, it's 52 degrees a second, which makes it very, very mobile, especially with that improved suspension. So overall, the Type 68 is a very well-rounded vehicle. When we take a look at the armor profile, it's also good and bad. The upper plate's great. It's over 250 millimeters thick. That means even premium shells with a 50 TP prototype are going to have a very hard time, as you can see, cutting through the upper plate. If you're using it hull down, it's just an auto ricochet for any ammunition. Even if we pull out a vehicle like the ML2 that shoots heat, as you can see, over 390 millimeters thick on that upper plate, yeah, very hard to penetrate. If you're running the gun depression module, you're going to have more like this, which is just absolutely insane to try and penetrate. But you will notice a very big weak spot, and this is a very big weak spot I have noticed a lot when playing the tank, which is the turret cheeks. Oh, yeah, only 239. A lot of people have been saying the tier 8 has weak turret cheeks. Yeah, how about you take a look at the tier 9? 239 is really bad. Even with standard ammo, it's only about 230. You can easily butter right through the turret cheeks of this vehicle, even in a tier 8 heavy tank. That's the big balancing factor for this vehicle. So you got to be very careful about that, especially as well if you're in a taller type of tank and you're face hugging this vehicle. The upper plate becomes very, very weak and easy to penetrate, so keep that in mind. When it comes to side scraping, though, very solid, as you can see. If you put this thing at a pretty steep angle, you will get some very solid side scrapes, over 400 millimeters, as the sides on this tank are 150 thick. So yeah, you can get amazing side scrapes down to the fact that the sides are, as you can see, at a very, very steep angle. Fantastic at that. It's definitely all about the gun and the mobility when it comes to this tank. Even if you were to use it hull down, its turret cheeks don't get really great. So I would suggest just to use the mobility and try and keep this kind of like a medium play style. That way your armor works well. But yeah, any skilled players coming up against you are going to butter straight through your turret armor. So I'm going to showcase two battles I've played in the Type 71, or Type 68, sorry. The first one we're going to play is on Mayan Ruins. This battle wasn't anything crazy, but it definitely showcased where the tank can do a very solid job with that mobility, the nice penetration, everything it's got going for it, DPM, accuracy. So we got a Type 71 next to us, and you can see they're very similar looking. In fact, yeah, almost identical looking. I just think that this tank's a little bit nicer looking for its sleeker frontal plate. It's got a bit nicer, if I think, a rear end in general. So I really like the Tier 9 look and aesthetic. But let me know which tank you think looks better in the comments down below. I will say one thing that's quite a bit nicer about this tank is it's a lot shorter in length, which means that you don't get hit as many times in the side. It's a little bit lower down as well. But apart from that, not a huge difference. But look at that great mobility, pushing very aggressive, and let's get a nice shell into that Mark 6. Nice, okay. So we've done 386 damage, but we also received a shell in return, so not great. Another thing you do got to know about this tank is it doesn't have a crazy amount of hit points. But yeah, look at that. Loading heat on that thing's turret is just complete pens. So that's one thing you got to be very careful about when it comes to the Type 68 is how easily penetrated the vehicle is. But already the enemy team's down to 263, and with that we got the 54 over here. Nice slap right into the side of his tank for 383. And now I'm going to give him a bit of a love tap. Boom! 184, not bad. Let's aim in a shell in that. Ooh. Maybe not on the side of his turret. I was kind of hoping that would pen, but unfortunately for us, it did not end up penetrating his tank. So we got an M6 show off to the side. I kind of wanted that to penetrate, but look at that. He was just going to poke for us anyway. We're going to get a bounce from his heat shell. Great upper plate work there. And unfortunately, our slice player in the Vickers Light kind of gets bodied there. Now, here we are again. Type 68. You can see just the turret is so weak. Heat shell butters straight through again. Actually, that wasn't even a heat shell. That was just a standard shell. So, yeah, please be careful when you use this tank on how weak that turret armor is. Now, in this situation here, yeah, that was just an unlucky shell. But I'm using that great mobility that I have with the terrain resistance and getting the heck out of there. Right now, I know that that Type 71, they're all going to start heading towards me, and I need to get towards my team, which is off to the side of the map. We've already managed to deal 2,000 damage, but yeah, using that mobility like a beast. Go, 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 go. All right, we got the Mark 6, and oh boy, our Yag is a one-shot. That's not great right now. We're kind of in a 3 versus 4 situation, but at the same time, their Mark 6 is also a one-shot. So it's basically a 3 versus 3, judging that our Yag is a one-shot. And they do have 3 tanks, all very strong, although the Type 68 on their team, I gotta say, he's running the undeniable advantage camouflage, which is giving him realistically an undeniable disadvantage. So there you go. Our upper plate's doing another solid job getting a bounce. And with that, we are just going to rush right into him. And boom, nice, finishing him off with a ram. Okay, so we got the Type 71 off to my side, and we also got the M6 Yo. I was trying to think, do I want to shoot at the Type or the Yo? Nah, I'm not even going to shoot at the Type. I'm just going to push right off to the side, use that great mobility this tank has. Here's the Yo. One easy shell right into the rear of him. Speed is key. Yes, look at that. Nice 164 damage there. And long live the Yo. Okay, we've done over 3,000 damage now, 3,334. We've got the Type 71 off to the side. You can see that pretty nice pen, able to cut right through the side of his vehicle, even with standard ammunition. And with that, we're up to 3,700 damage. Okay, well, this was a pretty good first battle for the Type 68. Just able to showcase where the tank feels really solid. I was trying to think of what I want to do, but then I just loaded Premium. With Premium, and especially that crazy 374 millimeters, I can just butter through literally everything. So that's great news. Get a nice shot into him and finish him off with a ram. There you have it. 4,600 damage for the Type 68. And a very solid battle to showcase really everything you can do in the vehicle. The great penetration, the good DPM, the mobility, everything about the tank. And there you have it, 4,580 damage. Were we able to get out of mastery for this battle? Yeah, there you go. A nice mastery for that game. Now, the next battle I'm going to showcase is just a kind of a bullying game. So this one was played on Castilla. It was the last battle I've played in the tank, and it really just showcases where this tank, especially against tier 8s, feels insane. So what do we have up against us? We got a 50 TP, and that's the only other tier 9 being a Type 68. So that's just great. I mean, there's not much I have to deal with apart from those tier 9 heavies. They got an AMX AC-48, they got a Chisei, Defender Mark 1, RU-251, and a WZ-120. Now, because I have such great mobility, because I have great DPM for the tier that I'm at, especially being a heavy, and I've got that great alpha with the penetration and everything going for it, it's just the ability to completely body tier 8s, especially because tier 8s are going to struggle to penetrate your upper plate. They're going to struggle to penetrate your turret. This is really where the tank is going to be insane. So I'm just going to push very fast into the front line. Here we go, driving over the hill, and nice. Okay, we've made it over to the front line. There's a nice tap right into the defender. We do get penned, as you'll notice, right into that lower plate. Just unfortunate for us, but we still were able to deal 354 damage. Mind it being a slight low roll, but it's not the end. We're going to aim at a heat shell right onto that AMX AC, and look at that. Nice bounce once from the defender, nice bounce twice from the defender, and let's back up again. Now, I'm going to be real. I do not know what this AMX is doing, because yeah, it's a tank destroyer. He's actually got really bad DPM in that tank destroyer as well. And now that our FE301's pushing off to his side, we're going to aim at an HE and finish off the AMX. Okay, Well, long live the AMAX. That was pretty easy to deal with. We've already dealt 1,500 damage. Now we got the defender over here. Let's keep pushing. Nice shot right to the defender. And, yeah, this guy's just really struggling to figure out what to do with us. We're going to get a little bit of a tap for 22 damage there. And now we're going to fire a shell right into his side for 476. And I'm hoping that the FE301, which you can see, was able to finish off the defender. Okay, well, that turret, I think, actually just saved me from that 50 TP. As you can see, it's stuck right on the front of my tank. I think that 50 TP was trying to shoot at me, and then it just so happened that the turret kind of saved me. And now the turret's still sticking with me, and look at that. The turret bounces a shell from the 50 TP. I mean, that's just amazing. The fact that the end of this battle turned out to just have the turret save me like that from a shell. But either way, this is a pretty quick and easy battle. I'm going to aim it on the side of this 50 TP. Nice shell again. We're up to 3,100 damage dealt. And, well, we're just going to reload, and fire. There you go. Nice shot. So, 3,515 damage in total, plus a little bit of ramming, as I did say. But, yeah, pretty good game in general. Are we going to be able to finish him off? Ah, rip. Could have done almost 4K, but either way, not a bad battle by any means. Type 68, it's a very well balanced vehicle. I would not say there's anything inherently broken about it, maybe apart from the fantastic premium pen, but it's a really solid tank. I would say that you'll enjoy playing it, but you got to be careful to not overexpose your armor because it's not insane. The upper plate's good, but yeah, that turret, oh boy, very, very weak. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But other than that, I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.